Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got a stack of sources you sent over, all about a pretty big shift in DeFi, and we're here to give you that shortcut to understanding it all. So today we're diving deep into Blocksfolio. They just made this announcement, hot off the press, November 5th, 2025, about a major AI integration. And this isn't just, a small tweak. We're talking advanced AI insights, specifically aimed at optimizing DeFi portfolios, the ones connected to at Loan Protocol. Our mission today, really cut through the marketing stuff, look at these new features, Blocksfolio is calling it a level up, and figure out what it actually promises to do for your crypto.
Yeah, that level up phrase is, I think, really telling. It signals we're moving past just like tracking your coins. We're heading into this new phase of, proactive algorithm-driven strategy. So the core goal for you listening is really to get past the buzzwords and see the practical side. What does this AI actually do? It's not just number crunching, right? It's supposed to help your holdings optimize and grow smarter, faster than you could possibly do manually.
Okay, let's unpack that shift then. The messaging seems to be all about relief, almost. Blocksfolio is kind of selling this AI as like an antidote to the constant worry of managing DeFi stuff. It handles the heavy lifting so you can relax and unwind, maybe see some stable gains.
It's a nice picture. It definitely offers peace of mind. But look, we have to immediately put this in context based on the sources. While the AI is clearly powerful, analyzing markets, suggesting moves, it explicitly states it's providing educational guidance only. This is so important. You, the user, you're still the one making the final call. Think of it as maybe the smartest research assistant ever, but not your financial advisor. That responsibility, doing your own research, it's still absolutely critical.
Right. That's a crucial line to draw. It's a shortcut to insights, maybe makes you informed faster, but it doesn't take away your own responsibility. So, okay, focusing on those insights, where does the AI even start? Is it straight to maximizing returns, or is it thinking about safety first?
Well, if you look at how the features are laid out, it seems pretty clear. It follows that old finance rule. Predict the downside first. It begins with risk reduction. And frankly, that's where a lot of manual DeFi investors, struggle. The market just moves too fast.
Okay, let's dig into that foundation then. Risk reduction. First big feature they mention is personalized reallocation suggestions. I think most of us know that feeling, staring at our portfolio, dreading having to shift things around, especially when the market gets choppy.
Yeah, and that dread. It comes from a couple of things, right? First, just data overload, tracking correlations, which assets move together, which don't. That takes hours of research. And second, there's the emotional side. We tend to reallocate based on, the last big loss, not long-term data.
So the AI just sidesteps all that. It gives you tailored recommendations to shift assets, but it's using extensive historical data. Think about what that really means. Instead of just reacting to a bad day, the AI looks at years of trading patterns, volatility metrics, and then suggests moving from asset A to asset B, now specifically to minimize risk going forward.
Exactly. And the stated goal isn't, hitting a grand slam. It's about stable, reliable earnings. It's smart hedging. If you've ever tried to manually rebalance a diverse crypto portfolio, calculating the optimal risk return for 10 assets, that's practically an academic paper. The AI just does that calculation instantly, turns all that complex math into something you can actually act on.
That speed is definitely the key word. But let me push back for a sec. If the AI tells everyone the optimal move to minimize risk, and millions use it, doesn't that create its own kind of systemic risk, like a single point of failure?
That's a fair theoretical point, but remember the P in personalized reallocation suggestions. It's key. The AI isn't just applying one strategy to everybody. It's tailored. It looks at your specific portfolio, your risk settings, which you define, your connected assets. So while the data underneath is shared, the output is different for everyone. That should actually help distribute risk based on individual setups.
Okay, that makes sense. So moving on from just shifting what you already have, the next layer of risk defense is diversification opportunities. This sounds more like expansion, less like just protection.
Well, diversification is protection, in a way. If you're too concentrated, one bad event can really hurt. So the AI is designed to actively help you find high-potential assets you might have missed. Crucially, assets with low correlation to what you already hold.
So it's not just finding random new coins, it's finding the right new coins, the ones that could potentially insulate you if your main holdings take a hit.
Precisely. And here's where the insight gets, pretty deep. It gives you a projection of the average returns for these potential additions. The goal isn't just variety for variety's sake. It's about boosting the expected average return of your whole portfolio, while specifically aiming to reduce overall volatility. It's basically giving you a shot at better gains while smoothing out those gut-wrenching drops.
Wow, okay. So the AI is spotting complex patterns in maybe newer or niche assets. Stuff you just miss if you were trying to track everything manually across news feeds and white papers.
Exactly. It's like having, I don't know, a dedicated institutional research team, but just for your personal risk profile, working 24/7.
That's quite the image.
Yeah, it catches the nuances that humans just can't keep up with in this global, always-on market. So, okay, once we've hopefully minimized risk, built a diversified base, the next logical step is making those assets work harder for you. Yield generation.
Right, yield generation. Often a big hurdle because, well, it needs deep knowledge of lending, constant rate watching. We're talking annual percentage yields, APYs. The core feature here is borrowing and lending optimization. Sounds simple, but the strategy, borrowing low, supplying high.
Right.
That's a nightmare to manage by hand.
Well, it's more than a nightmare. It's practically a full-time, high-stress job. Borrowing rates, lending rates, they change constantly based on market liquidity. And if you borrow, you have to watch that liquidation threshold, the point where the protocol just sells your collateral automatically. That's bad. So the AI navigates this tightrope. It constantly monitors these rates, the liquidity ratios, and it emphasizes maintaining what Blocksfolio calls safe loan health. It aims to boost your annual earnings by suggesting the best supply-borrow mix while keeping you safely away from that liquidation cliff. It basically tries to take the fear out of using leverage.
So it's not just chasing the highest APY number it sees. It's finding the most stable, effective APY, considering safety and costs. That's a big relief. Now, for people already doing more advanced stuff, the sources also mention loop strategy maintenance. What's that about exactly?
Right, looping. It's an advanced DeFi technique. Basically, you repeatedly borrow against your supplied assets and supply again to maximize your exposure and yield. High reward potential, but also really high risk if you don't watch it closely. Think of it like maybe a Formula One car. Finely tuned, expensive. When it runs perfectly, you win. But if one thing slips, collateral value drops, borrow rate spikes, you can crash instantly. The AI is meant to fine-tune these existing loops, keep the APYs effective, keep performance optimal over time. It's the difference between setting up a loop and just hoping for the best versus having an AI mechanic constantly checking the engine, adjusting the fuel mix second by second.
Okay, this automation aspect is really coming through now, especially since DeFi involves so many tiny decisions all the time. Which brings us to maybe the most relatable feature for many, reward claiming and compounding. I mean, I know I'm guilty of this. Having little bits of unclaimed rewards sitting in various dashboards, just gathering dust, like digital couch change. It takes time, sometimes transaction fees, to claim them and put them back to work.
Exactly. And that human inertia, the tendency to put off those small tasks, that's the enemy of compounding growth. This is where you can really see the compounding effect kick in.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, as the source material implies. The Blocksfolio AI promises to instantly spot these unclaimed rewards. And crucially, it doesn't just tell you they're there. It offers advice on restaking them at the best available APYs right now. It's like an automated opportunity spotter.
Yes, that instant identification and advice, it fundamentally speeds up growth. Compounding happens faster because the system catches those small, frequent opportunities that really add up over time. It makes sure every potential reward gets put back to work immediately, not just sitting there waiting for you to click a button. For effective yield maximization, that's a potential game changer.
Right. So all these insights, reallocation, diversification, optimizing loans, managing loops, compounding rewards, they rely on incredibly fast calculations. But those decisions are only good if you can actually execute them quickly and cheaply.
Which brings us to the engine underneath, the partner at Loan Protocol.
Yeah, the loan protocol is the essential infrastructure here. If the AI is the brilliant strategist, the protocol is the, let's say, frictionless racetrack it runs on. The sources detail these technical benefits that make these rapid optimizations actually viable, which, isn't always the case in DeFi where things can get congested.
So what makes this protocol so well suited for what the AI needs, speed-wise?
It basically tackles the two biggest headaches in DeFi today, cost and speed. Transactions on this protocol, they benefit from no gas fees and instant transactions. Think about gas fees as friction. If every little re-optimization the AI suggests costs you, say, $5 in gas, the whole strategy falls apart pretty quickly. Getting rid of gas fees means the AI can suggest micro-optimizations maybe hundreds of times a day without constantly eating into your returns. Okay, so the speed and the zero cost let the AI be truly agile, like the difference between fiber optic internet and old dial-up maybe.
That's a pretty good analogy, yeah. And it also makes the process much simpler. The protocol is described as one of the easiest ways to earn interest on crypto. It powers the MetalX lending markets, operates as an on-chain lending market. It provides a clean, efficient environment for these complex AI decisions to happen.
So summarizing the synergy then, Blocksfolio's AI gives you the advanced, personalized insight, what to do, when, why, that's the intelligence. And Loan Protocol provides the efficient, zero-cost, super-fast execution layer. So you get smart recommendations and cost-effective, quick execution all bundled together.
Exactly. To kind of synthesize the overall benefit here, this integration offers a really comprehensive, holistic solution. It covers both sides of the coin, right? Risk reduction through that personalized reallocation and diversification, and yield enhancement through sophisticated lending optimization, loop maintenance, and that crucial reward compounding. It's really aiming to sort of professionalize the DeFi experience for the everyday user.
Blocksfolio is effectively promising to strip away a lot of the operational complexity of DeFi, letting you, as they say, dive in, track smarter, and thrive. They're taking the work of, like, a quant analyst, highly technical, high-frequency stuff, and packaging it into accessible, actionable, educational guidance, all operating within a system built for speed and efficiency.
And this integration, combining these advanced low-latency insights with totally frictionless instant execution, it does raise a pretty important question for you, the listener, to think about. Given the huge speed and efficiency gains this tech offers, how will relying on this kind of AI-driven, frictionless execution change the actual skills needed for the average DeFi investor over, say, the next year? When the heavy lifting becomes invisible, there's always that risk of maybe getting complacent. What new layer of critical thinking will you need to apply when the optimization itself is happening inside a sort of black box? That's the challenge, I think, that always emerges when technology simplifies finance this dramatically. Something to chew on.